This is NBC10 News.
Good morning and welcome to NBC10 News. I'm Will Toms.
And I'm Alex Sellen. It's Wednesday, August 1st, 2012. Police are searching for a group of men wanted for a home invasion in Delaware County. Authorities tell us that around 1:45 this morning, 4 to 5 men armed with at least one handgun burst into a house at Elmwood and Ashland Avenues in Glen Olden. 4 people were at home at the time. Police say one resident was assaulted, but no one was taken to the hospital. After ransacking the home, the suspects made off with a purse, a guitar, and other items.
2 teenage girls are dead this morning. They were hit by a car near the Jersey Shore. Chopper 10 over the green section of Middle Township in Cape May County. The accident happened in front of a firehouse on Bayshore Road around 9:30 last night. We're told this was not a hit and run.
This morning, police in Delaware are trying to track down a prisoner who has escaped. Authorities say 22-year-old Keith Walker was spotted yesterday running from his work crew in the Ocean View area in southern Delaware. Walker is a prisoner at the Sussex Community Corrections Center. He was being held on a probation violation. You're asked to call police if you have any information about him.
A preliminary hearing is scheduled today for a man accused of striking and killing a Philadelphia police officer. He is a 35-year-old Kareem Aline. Aline is charged with homicide by vehicle and involuntary manslaughter. Off-duty officer Mark Brady was riding a bike to visit his children and his ex-girlfriend's house when he crossed paths with Aline. Police say Aline aimed his car in Brady's direction, striking him and killing him. Investigators say there had been bad blood between the 2 men. Officer Brady was an 8-year veteran of the Philadelphia Police Department.
A well-known South Jersey lawmaker says he will fight DUI charges against him. He claims he was the victim of a police intimidation. Assemblyman Paul Moriarty says a Washington Township police officer pulled him over yesterday afternoon on the Black Horse Pike. The officer said he cut him off, but Moriarty tells NBC10 that when he disputed that, the officer suggested Moriarty had been drinking and brought him in to take a breathalyzer test. He refused the test and was charged with DUI, even though he says he hadn't been drinking. There's no comment right now from police.
A former Penn State official charged with failing to report child sex abuse allegations against Jerry Sandusky asked a judge for access to files from a school investigation. Lawyers from former University Vice President Gary Schultz filed a petition requesting 25 documents referred to in the Free Report. Those records include notes of interviews with former Penn State President Graham Spanier and Penn State's ex-chief counsel. Free's report concluded that Schultz and the other officials hid the abuse accusations that were made against Sandusky.
It's being called a kid crime spree. Philadelphia police are searching for a boy as young as 12 years old who say that is trying to rob people at gunpoint. This has happened 5 times. The attempted robberies took place between Monday night and Tuesday afternoon. Police say the kid targeted victims between 46th and 47th Streets from Market to Chestnut. 3 of the victims told police the kid threatened them with a gun, then took off on a bike. One victim who did not want to be identified tells NBC10 the kid approached her at a gas station and tried to steal her purse. She described what happened when she tried calling 911.
He started screaming at me, saying, "No, you're not," and laughing. And then I was screaming back, and he said, "I'm not messing around." And that's when he pulled out his gun and pointed it at me, and I shut the door. And I started calling the police, and I was screaming, "I'm calling the police," and he biked away.
The investigators say in all 5 cases, the kid got away empty-handed.
Some Wildwood residents are teed off about certain T-shirts being sold along the boardwalk. Many store owners hang T-shirts outside with sexual images, explicitives, and drug-related slogans. Some patrons say they find the shirts offensive, and they ask Wildwood's mayor to tell shop owners to place the shirts inside where people can't see them. The mayor says some stores do keep suggestive shirts inside, but the city can't require it.
Thousands of people in New Jersey who collected emergency food stamps after Tropical Storm Irene could never have received the assistance. An emergency food stamp program was activated after the storm crashed ashore last August. Officials say thousands of people who were ineligible rushed to cash in. Some were from areas that were not hit hard by the storm. A review found the false claims but will result both errors and fraud.
Sweeping new provisions of the Affordable Health Care Act take effect today. They require insurance companies to now pay for some preventative services for women. Before this, women had to pay for those services out of pocket. The services include gestational diabetes, screenings for expectant mothers, domestic violence screenings and counseling, FDA-approved contraceptive products, breastfeeding support, supplies and counseling, and DNA testing for the human papillomavirus.
The lights are back on in India after a 2-day blackout across much of the country. The last customers got their power back on early this morning. 3 major power grids broke down, causing blackouts, which started on Monday. The outages affected entire cities, including the capital of New Delhi. At one point yesterday, closing to 700 million people were without electricity. One official blamed states for taking more than their quota from the national power grid.
You have to see this video. Some air passengers are safe after getting quite a scare high in the skies. The plane they were flying in collided with a bird, and it left quite a mark. Take a look at the damage the bird left behind. There's a large tear and dent in the nose of this Boeing 737 aircraft. The United Airlines plane was flying from Dallas to Denver Tuesday morning. About 25 miles from Denver's airport, a bird struck the plane. 151 passengers were on board. No one was injured. Thanks for watching. I'm Will Toms.
And I'm Alex Sellen. Have a great day.